We're in Joel chapter 3 this morning, and no more army of locusts like the first two chapters of Joel, but there is a continued picture of God's judgment, and this comes through the future story of how all the nations will gather together, and all their armies will gather together to fight against God and his people in the valley of Jehoshaphat during the end times. And the word Jehoshaphat just means judgment, and that's what it'll be. It'll be another example of God's righteous judgment on sin and wickedness. But we see what the difference maker in this great battle will be in verse number 16. The Lord also shall roar out of Zion and utter his voice from Jerusalem, and the heavens and the earth shall shake. But the Lord will be the hope of his people and the strength of the children of Israel. When God is your strength, you have nothing to worry about. When your hope is in the one who created you and the one who created everything, you have nothing to worry about. We continue in verse 17. So shall ye know that I am the Lord your God, dwelling in Zion, my holy mountain. And these verses are showing us that God is going to make himself known. And let me just say, when God makes himself known in any situation, there's no denying it. There's no qualms about it. God is in control, and it will draw his people closer to him. And the rest of the chapter talks about how his reign will begin, and it will be a wonderful reign. But it all goes back to whether or not the Lord is your hope. If you have not decided for the Lord to be your hope, then you cannot be on the winning side of this battle, on the winning side of all of eternity. The Lord has to be your hope. You have to accept, like the other two chapters we talked about, you have to accept his deliverance. He is waiting, he's reaching out, he wants to save you from your sin. He sent his son to die on the cross in your stead, in your place, because the wages of sin is death. But we have to call on the Lord, and we have to accept his deliverance, and then the Lord can be our hope, and the Lord will be our true deliverance, even in the end times in this story. And the Lord will be the hope of his people and the strength of the children of Israel.